Hello, my friends. It is January the 26th of 2025. This video is about the band Slipknot. I'm going to rank their albums. I'm definitely a pretty big fan of Slipknot. I do recall getting into their music back in the early 2000s. I would have been about 14 or 15 at that time. And so at that time, they had released their first album, which is their self-titled album, as well as Iowa. So yeah, I do recall enjoying those albums quite a bit. But then I kind of went on and discovered other styles of metal music, and I started to develop an interest in many other bands. So I kind of forgot about Slipknot, and but a few years ago, I started to get more into the music once again, and started purchasing a bunch of their albums, and yeah, just realized how amazing they really truly are. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to rank their albums. They have 7 full-length albums, and I'm going to rank these albums from my least favorite to my most favorite. And so yeah, I just want to say that this is completely subjective. You may have a different opinion, and that's perfectly fine. This is how I feel about these albums. All right, so yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so coming in at number 7 is Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. This album came out in 2004. Yeah, definitely my least favorite Slipknot album. I mean, I do enjoy some of the songs on this album quite a lot. But there are a bunch of songs on this album that I'm just not really that keen on. They're kind of forgettable to me. But some of my favorite songs of Slipknot are actually on this album, like the songs Duality and Before I Forget. Really enjoy those songs so much. And The Blister Exists, great tune as well. So there are some songs on this album that I really enjoy so much. But to me, some of the songs to me are just, like I said, forgettable. Like the song Circle, Vermilion to me isn't really that amazing, or even Vermilion Part 2. That was just, it's just not really my cup of tea. But I mean, it is a very good album, and I understand why people do enjoy it so much. But to me, I just can never really get into that heavily. I do recall when this album came out, I must have been about 18, maybe, yeah, about 17 or 18 at that time. And I do recall listening to the song Duality. That was the first single from this album. I recall listening to that song at one of these music stores here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and enjoying that one so much. And I still love Duality so much. To me, that's like one of my top 10 favorite Slipknot songs. But yeah, like I said, some of the songs from this album they just don't do it for me. But overall, still a fairly good album, but yeah, my least favorite. Okay, so coming in at number 7 is Volume 3, The Subliminal Verses. All right, coming in at number 6 is The End So Far. This came out in 2022. Yeah, so this is their most recent album. You know what? I really do enjoy this album quite a bit. Definitely better than what I had anticipated. I've really gotten into this album lately, especially. So, but it's definitely my least listened to Slipknot album. But yeah, it is quite good, and I've really gotten quite into it. In fact, songs like the Dying Song again and Hive Mind, to me those are just fantastic songs. Definitely a very heavy album with lots of strong hooks and new ideas. They definitely implemented some new ideas here and really progressed their sound further. I mean, they did a really good job on this album, and I do enjoy this album so much. In fact, who knows, maybe in a year or two from now this will be higher up on my rankings, but for now it's still sitting at number 6, but yeah, still a very good album, and certainly an album that I could get much more into. But yeah, definitely enjoy this one. Okay, so coming at number 6 is The End So Far. Coming in at number 5 is We Are Not Your Kind. This came out in 2019. Yeah, I definitely enjoy this one quite a bit. They're definitely changing their sound here, definitely kind of progressing it forward and experimenting more. I would say there are some like pop elements here. It's maybe a little bit more commercial at times, but still overall a, a great release here. I mean, there are some great songs that I do enjoy quite a lot, like Unsainted, Nero Forte, Critical Darling, Not Long for This World. I really enjoy those so much. And there are other songs in here I really enjoy quite a bit. There are maybe a couple of songs to me that aren't particularly amazing, but overall, a good album. Certainly a unique album from them. They are definitely, like I said, moving forward and moving towards a different sound, and I definitely commend them for doing that. And maybe some people aren't really too fond of this album, especially like the diehard old school Slipknot fans. Maybe they aren't too keen on this one, but still a very well written album, very well produced, Amazing production here. Very tight, very crisp, and clean sounding. Yeah, this is a very good release from Slipknot. Okay, so coming in at number 5 is We're Not Your Kind. At number 4, 5, The Great Chapter. This came out in 2014. Yeah, amazing, amazing release right here. So many good songs in this one. It's just so heavy and dark, and again, they were just kind of tweaking the sound again here. And but yeah, lots of heavy songs and great hooks here. Really enjoy this release so much. I mean, this is an absolute masterpiece in my opinion. Songs like The Devil and I mean, I could crank that song all day long. There are times where I'll just listen to that song on repeat. That's how much I love it. Other songs like Kill Pop, Skeptic, and Nomadic, really enjoy this ones as well. And yeah, this entire album has just so many great tunes on it. Really enjoy this one. Okay, so coming in number 4 is The Great Chapter. And number 3 is their self-titled release. This came out in 1999. Yeah, what an amazing album right here. Very iconic, very legendary. I remember when this album, around the time that it had come out, a lot of people were ranting and raving about it. Yeah, it just a lot of people really enjoyed this one so much, and it was just a very revolutionary album. Nobody else was really doing this at the time so much. Um, but yeah, they definitely did something very unique here, and yeah, and of course they were kind of lumped in with the whole new metal scene at that time, and I still suppose they kind of still are, and for good reason. I mean, for good reason. They definitely had those sort of new metal elements here, but they had other elements also. Like they had some sort of like death metal elements, and I think that was sort of their appeal, right? They were kind of like a band. I think that could kind of get you into more of the extreme stuff and into more of the underground metal stuff. They were kind of like a gateway of some sorts, and I think they still kind of are, because they have those sort of commercial type elements, more kind of popular sort of heavy metal elements, sort of mixed in with some of the more extreme sounds and more experimental sounds. So they kind of have that sort of, like I said, that sort of gateway effect. That's what's so unique about Slipknot, and they really did that on this album especially, and especially their first couple of albums. They really kind of had that appeal going for them. But yeah, what an amazing album right here. Certainly one of the best new metal albums, and as well as one of the best metal albums ever released. I enjoy this one so much. I remember getting this CD from a friend of mine back in high school, and I dubbed it on cassette, so I had that cassette of this album. But yeah, I mean, so many great songs in here, like Sick, Eyeless, Wait and Bleed, Me Inside, and Liberate. Liberate, I especially enjoy that one. That was so cool. I love that song. I mean, so many great songs in here, though. But yeah, what a legendary album right here. Such an important album. And yeah, great, great stuff. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is their self-titled album. Coming in at number 2 is Iowa. This one came out in 2001. I do recall when this album had been released, and so yeah, I would have been in grade 10 at that time, so I would have been 15, and I had a friend of mine at the time. We shared a few classes together, and he had this album as well as their first album. I had got their first album from him. That was the one that I had dubbed on to cassette. But yeah, so I definitely listened to Iowa quite a bit from him, and I would listen to it during the classes that we had, and I was just absolutely blown away by it. And I just love that album so much, and yeah, really was just floored by it. I'd never heard anything like that before, and it was just so heavy and aggressive, but like catchy as well, with like, you know, just the coolest guitar riffs, and just the vocals. Corey Taylor's vocals are just so amazing. But yeah, just such an amazing release here, such an iconic album. Just an absolute masterpiece. I still love it. It's just one of the most important albums for me, for my just like my metal journey as a metalhead. You know, this is without a doubt one of the most important albums for me. Yeah, I just love it so much, and I know other metalheads just love this album so much, especially people from my generation. They can definitely relate to this album quite a bit. Yeah, great, great stuff. I really enjoy this one a lot. Okay, so coming in at number 2 is Iowa. All right, and at number 1 is All Hope Is Gone. This album came out in 2008. Amazing release right here. Yeah, just a phenomenal, phenomenal album. I really love this album so much. Yeah, it's just heavy, it's catchy. All the songs to me on this release are just phenomenal. It's a 10 out of 10 for sure, just a masterpiece. The production and everything. I mean, they're definitely evolving their sound more so and incorporating more elements. And yeah, just really enjoy this one a lot. I've really gotten so heavily into it, and I know a lot of people they wouldn't necessarily consider this to be their number one, but hey, this is my these are my album rankings, and this is how I truly feel. I love this album, and I've listened to this release so much. It's just one of my favorites, that's for sure. Some of my favorite songs in this album would be Gematria, The Killing Machine, Sulfur, Dead Memories, Butcher's Hook, and Snuff. Yeah, really, really love this release right here. Yeah, okay, so coming in at number one is All Hope Is Gone. Okay, so those are my album rankings for the band Slipknot. What a legendary band. I just absolutely love their music. Okay, so let me know what you think, and please let me know what your album rankings are for the band Slipknot. I'm very curious to know. Okay, so I have plenty more album ranking videos to do this year, so look out for that. Also, I will be doing more guitar videos as well, so also look out for that. Okay, so yeah, please leave a comment and like my video. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe. And I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all those who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate you all. Okay, my friends, take care. Cheers.